The dream is real. Yeah. Can I get a standing ovation for the authentic voice of culture? We are Tkbs, and I'm big on. I'm proud to say I'm big on. I ain't no pawpaw yet. I saw y'all in my comments because I kept adoring on my nephew, talking about I'm pawpaw. Ain't nobody no goddamn pawpaw. Speaking of pawpaw, Kenny, Kyle, relax. Take your time. Take your time. But Tkbs Nation, how you doing? You good? Me? Yeah, I'm tired. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Big shout out to all the parents out there with these kids and the time. And if you gotta work, especially like my sister, big shout out to Casey, big shout out to Devin. They work and they take care of kids. That ain't no, listen, I was talking to Jessica about it this morning. I was like, I know I was traveling a lot, baby. At least you had time. You ain't had to go to work and take care of them babies. So big shout out to all of y'all double dutying it. Round of applause. I need all them parents to get their love, child. But how was your weekend, Tkbs Nation? Was you outside like Tiffany? Tiffany, you all right over there? Look like you've been having some reps. Tiffany be having reps, y'all. But I know she ain't doing too much because them grandbabies over there, and she ain't trying to look like the outside grandmama in front of them. Don't let them watch this episode, okay? I know you be heading there. I love you. Miss y'all. Come see Uncle Kenny. Big Unc. Yeah, me, I'm good, though. I had a great week. Started it off. My partner Jazzy Faye asked to hear my son's music, so Kyle Burns and I went over to see the legend. He had Akeem Ali in the studio. It was great to see him. We had just had him on the episode, so we've been running into each other. I'm sure some fruitful things are gonna come out of that. And big shout to Akeem Ali, by the way. We had a fabulous episode last week, but this was an amazing session, ladies and gentlemen. My son got to get the good game from the legend, Jazzy Faye, and the up-and-coming young legend, Akeem Ali, and it was just wonderful. And I don't know how many of y'all have been blessed to be a part of studio sessions, but when you're in these sessions, that's when the magic happens, right? You're having these conversations, you get inspired, and I know my son was inspired. And then on Thursday, y'all, we went to the Forum Cocktail Club. Yeah, big shout out to the Elite Stars. They do an amazing event every Thursday night at the Forum Cocktail Club. And I was going to support Ariana and Hezo. Hezo's the GM of Sango, our African agave. He actually is the GM of Spearhead Spirits, but they were doing a promotion for Tequila Day. And it was a vibe. So Kyle Burns and his whole crew pulled up. Big shout out to Isaiah Collier, starting point guard of the Utah Jazz. He went to school with Kyle Burns. You know, they got those 2 state championships together, but they were all there. And they played his song, y'all. Yeah, Kyle Burns has a single coming out August 8th called Closer.
Closer to you, girl. Gotta get closer to you, girl.
Yeah, y'all saw in the video. You had Queen Naj in that joint doing the dances. You had Flo over there. Flo, big shout out to Flo. Flo Burns, Florencia Silva, Cash Burns, I love you in real life. Ariana Marie, all the girls in there popping it. I mean, not popping it. They weren't popping it, but they were popping and had the song popping because, you know, once the women go, the fellas go. So round of applause for Kyle Burns. New single, Closer, coming out August 8th. I'm very excited for him and proud of him. I love you, son. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Friday, my sister was coming to town with her family. I was so excited. She called me, said she was at the airport. I can't wait to see crew. Can't wait to see Kai. Can't wait to see my brother Devin. And all of a sudden, Frontier Airlines was fronting. Yes, they were. They told him it was a little delay. It was going, instead of coming at 12:30, it was going to be leaving at 2:30. And then 20 minutes later, she called, said the flight was canceled.
Damn.
I was in my feelings. I had pizza night set up at the world famous Antico Pizza at the Battery. We were gonna get some gelato. They was gonna run ragged and then fall asleep in the car. And that was gonna be the end of the night. But no, they canceled the flight. So I had to spring into superhero mode. I called Delta. I'm so thankful I had some miles because that was gonna be $2,000 that I ain't feel like spending. That's why I say I felt like Pawpaw sometime. Goddamn, the way that the wallet was just out of my control this weekend. But anyway, we got them on Delta. They came, we enjoyed pizza night. The next day, got up, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I got this little video footage right there. You see that? I'm in the little couch with them and we all in the blankets watching TV. I really spiritually had my cup full, having their presence, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me take them shopping. That's right. I'm gonna go take them school shopping, you know what I'm saying, get them straight. So we went to the mall. You know, Jessica ended up getting some child. You know, she can't go nowhere. No, I'm just playing, that's really neat, but she got a little something. I got a little something. We had a great time. Got the, you know, all the things they needed for school. And then we went to Nordstrom's Cafe. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't been to Nordstrom's Cafe in a month of Sundays. I had the chicken Caesar salad with the French fries, tastes like Jesus made. They had the little sprinkle of the herbs on their fries. Well, I don't know what type of little dripping, maybe some type of special oil, but it was amazing. And I'm going back this week. And then we went to Legoland. I'm just kidding. I didn't go. They went. Me and Kyle went to Saks and did some more shopping, but it was a good time. And the kids had a whole moment. It was a beautiful situation. The next day we went to see Fantastic Four. Yeah, Fantastic Four is an amazing movie. I suggest you and your family go see it. Put on your TKBS watch list. And then we made it back to the Battery for the gelato, by the way, because I had to have that. And I'm lactose intolerant. And it didn't even bother me. I ain't had gas at all. So I'm praying that I don't have no fumbles this week. Because, you know, sometimes it be delayed. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to shout out my brother Coltrane Curtis and his beautiful wife Lisa. That's right, and their son Ellington. He's a part of the new Ralph Lauren polo campaign called Oak Bluffs. They featured Morehouse and Spelman in the campaign, and it's a beautiful campaign, not just because their first Black creative director, James M. Jeter, did it, but I think that tradition, and when you see this YouTube video, and Tiffany's gonna give you guys the link, and you're looking at some of the footage now, but when you see this 22-minute short, it gives you that identity. You know what I'm saying? A family and tradition. And we got to get back to that. I'm going to get to it in the episode momentarily. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. That's right. Episode 146. Who asked you? I need to know. I got to know. This episode was inspired by all these talking heads giving their unsolicited opinion. Bruh, who asked you? And I'm tired of it, honestly, because you're talking about things that you don't even know nothing about. That you don't even research. You're just gonna go on Twitter or TikTok or one of these platforms, hear something regurgitated in the world as if it was truth. And I'm gonna try to be nice today, y'all. But some of this is gonna get ugly, I know it, because some of the people I'm talking about, I can't start. Speaking of one of those persons, let's start with the President of the United States of America. This stupid, narcissistic, lying, racist piece of doo-doo. That was nice, because I do feel like cursing and calling out his name and talking about his whole family, because I'm not going to go there, but you stand by. I'm going to be nice. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Sorry, I have Tourette's. But over the weekend, this ignorant, unresponsible leader of the free world posted that he was looking for money from the Democrats used to pay Beyonce, Oprah, and Al Sharpton.
I mean, what the fuck?
I need to know how Oprah and Beyonce got into the same sentence as Al Sharpton, though. Can somebody please help me? I am confused on how he picked those three and how they got in the same sentence, because it's not giving the same. It's not giving the level. I mean, they said allegedly that Kamala's campaign gave Beyonce $11 million. They said for Oprah that she got some expenses taken care of. They voices matter, goofy. Let's not talk about all the people you paid or the people you suing, Mr. President. You suing institutions that literally need their funds for them kids because you's a greedy bastard. Yeah, but I digress. And also last week, the man went down a rabbit hole with the Russian hoax. Yeah, he tried to pin it on President Obama. Said they had irrefutable evidence that this man committed treason.
What?
Yeah. Treason is a crime punishable by death. And you gonna put something like that out in the world with all these crazy folk and they crazy ideals, something that you're perpetuating, Mr. President? That's irresponsible. And every respectable Republican, including goofy-ass Marco, I said his name wrong on purpose, Marco Rubio, Marco Polo-ass nigga. First of all, he was the head of, wasn't he the head of the committee to go over the Russian hoax? He said what he said. I just can't, child. And I don't understand why we continue to let this predator, you know what I'm saying, beat around the bush. It's about the Epstein list, y'all. This man is on the list, clearly. You have 25 pieces of footage putting you at the scene of the crime. And you talking about you got President Barack Obama red-handed. He ain't in jail. Ain't nobody went to the house. Ain't been no sirens. Ain't been no nothing, because you ain't got nothing. You want to deflect from you being on this list. When you, sir, ran your campaign on putting out the list.
Facts.
And stop it with Bill Clinton. We know he owned it. That don't mean nothing. That man stayed in office after the head of state situation. the head at the state. So, what? And then, bro, let me tell you, bro, you're a predator. There's I own the pageant remarks when you were on Howard Stern about how you could just go backstage because you own the pageant while they were changing. You're a predator. And then it's the sexual and inappropriate comments about your own daughter.
Ew.
Your own daughter. You said this on The View in front of all women. You have no discernment or control of the vile things that comes out of your mouth. And you were talking about your daughter, sir. I can't even call you sir. Bitch! Bitch, please! Sorry. I have to rest. And then it was can I get a tic tac? You didn't know you were being recorded. And you said, can I get a tic tac? Because, I just go up and kiss him. I even go and I grab him by I can't even say the word because it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? But like you, sir, are a predator. And you have all the information that tells you that. So please, people who are supporting them, ask yourself, who are you? Look in the mirror today and just say, how can I possibly be still supporting this man, knowing that he is a vile, disrespectful, incompetent leader? Because if it's about money, you're going to hell too. And then the man lies so much. This man was talking to the Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell and just acting like he was going to go along with the farce. He said it was like these buildings that were going to cost originally $2.7 billion, now they're $3.1. He's like, no. And then when he tried to double down on it, he said, sir, those buildings have been in existence for 5 years. What are we doing? This man is sick, sadistic, and a sad human being, but y'all keep encouraging him. He should be impeached, but you keep encouraging him. What do we have to do, y'all? I know who know what to do. The Simpsons. All right? The Simpsons said, as of August 2025, never mind. I'm not even going to put that out in the world. You can Google it and see what happened. But I do want to say this. The Simpsons have been 100 for 100 on their depiction of what's going to happen in history. All right. Some of you talking heads out there need to be muted. Yeah, I said it. All of you do not deserve a microphone. And although social media can be entertaining and informative, we all have found things on the internet that informs us, that educates us, that's sometimes funny. But the majority of the people making content are on a very low frequency. They have nothing to really add to society. I've said it many a times. I think they should blow up the internet. I don't want to cause all you sites that make a shit ton of money or you streamers that make a shit ton of money. I don't want to disrupt your monetization of it all. But is it really helping the world? Is it? I mean, not only can we not discern what's right and wrong no more, not only are those lines blurred, but we can't even hold people accountable for being right or wrong. The lies have taken over. The lies have become the truth.
Amen.
This is an anomaly. This is destruction and disruption on a whole nother level. When people are purposefully going on these sites daily with misinformation and disinformation, how do you think we fare? How do you think our kids fare? Like in Tennessee, where these cheerleaders in middle school went on TikTok with a fake school shooting. And guess what? They even said in the press that it went crazy viral because these are the things that are acceptable. These are the things that are clearly encouraged. If someone is making you go viral for something like that, you're going to keep doing it. NBA YoungBoy, he named his album Massa in an ode to the President of the United States for pardoning him.
Oh my God.
Does he understand the gravity of that word? But yet, we keep encouraging it. We keep going down this rabbit hole of ignorance, and we're paying these kids for it. That's why I want the internet to go. I want people to have to show up and use their words. I want people to have to show up and actually be able to present themselves in a way to earn something. I'm confused as to how we continue in a productive way. I was talking to Jessica this morning. She was like, you have to give answers to the questions like you do, but you seem a little frustrated. I was like, yes, I'm frustrated because there's no real answer to this question. They keep rewarding the meek. They keep rewarding the untalented. They keep rewarding the people that do not deserve it. And I am frustrated. And I come on here the majority of the time and I uplift you and I keep you sane as well as keeping myself sane at the same time. But right now I am frustrated. The worst of us is the best of us, is the most celebrated of us. Looking at the Oak Bluffs campaign, we gotta bring back tradition. We have to set ourselves up for a success. Our families, we have to set them up for success. Do you often wonder why your grandparents who work for the government, their entire lives own property, not just one, but two, might have a boat, have cars paid for? On those salaries, they did that. But you don't think that's enough. You don't think those trips that you had growing up to places that were not the lofty things we're seeing or the goals we're seeing on the internet. I was talking to Kyle Burns. He said this out of his mouth. He said every girl is a transactional relationship, technically.
Damn.
I'm like, damn. Now think about that statement. Girls only will have sex, and I got a little explicit with it because I got to know I need to know. Girls will only have sex unless you have a transaction. He's like, most? I'm like, damn. But this is the mindset that we have our children possessed by. They're not just addicted at this point. It's not just a drug reaction or an addiction from a drug. This is possession. The fact that they don't want to work, that they think they're going to be a success. Look at the trajectory. I saw a chart on the boardroom. It was like these industries people want to go into. Number one was YouTuber, 32%. Number two was TikTok creators, 21%. Doctors and nurses, surprisingly me, with 20%. App video game developers, 19%. Entrepreneurs, 17%. Artists, 16%. Sports athlete, 15%. Online streamers, 15%. Musician, 14%. And teachers, 14%. How, Sway? It ain't that much content to be put into the universe. It's just not. And these are the goals. Now mind you, this is Gen Alpha. We keep talking about Gen Z. This is Gen Alpha. They're old enough to discern. By the way, my nephew who is Gen Alpha, Kai, is a genius. And they are very in tune with their emotional intelligence. This man had 2 shoes on the wrong feet, mind you. And he walking like it ain't uncomfortable. Clearly his feet big enough. You got to be uncomfortable. I go up to him, I say, Kai, I say, your shoes on backwards. He says to me,
don't worry, it's okay.
I felt like somebody put me in timeout. I want to say, get your ass in timeout. Because I know your feet hurting. But the boy had an answer for the question. He also is very intelligent and moves the pieces on the chessboard how he wants to move them. But with that much intelligence, I don't want him to be in the high percentile of being a YouTube creator. I don't want him to, clearly would be the one who do it because his personality is such. But that can't be the goal, y'all. Tiff, how you feel about that? Because I know we were just talking, before the show about how you and your girlfriend was talking about this exact situation.
Yes, sir, we were, because, my G-babies, they are Gen Alpha as well. And the thing that I'm noticing between the generations, which plays into what you were just talking about, even with how we're getting information from Trump's campaign. Yeah. My granddaughter, she's 10 years old, and she had a conversation with me, and we were talking about education, and she was like, well, Nan, I don't need school. I mean, everything I need is on TikTok. And I was like, TikTok? And she was like, yeah, we get all of our information from TikTok because you can't trust Google. And the reason why...
She said that?
Yeah, she said that. Yes. And that's the reason why, to me, it's to your point about even with Gen Alpha, they are so educated and they're so able to express themselves about how they feel, and they stand 10 toes down on it. But to your point about how even we're doing with the dissemination of mis and disinformation, like by the time it gets to them, with already the oldest one's 14,
right?
The way that they're learning, like you said, the whole thing by the time that in 8 years, even by the time that they're starting to vote and things like that, the world of content will be so just clouded and full of bullshit that it's going to be hard to kind of see what's the truth and what's not. And to be honest with you, I don't know if people are laying what you're putting down, but I hope you're getting it, because if we don't control what's on these airwaves, then it is going to adversely impact our future.
Yeah, adversely impact our future. Go, girl. But you're right. And we got to be mindful of this. We're almost in a holding pattern and won't be able to land. Think about what I'm saying. You have all this access, all this information, but yet you're using the most simplistic ways to learn AI. That's not you. You're not learning. That's why so many people are getting caught up in college with ChatGPT. They know that's not you. You got to literally have a real opinion, a real perspective. Not one you're getting from a device or an algorithm. Child cheese. All right, now it's time for live from the comments section. Tiffany, you over there snorting. You got any goddamn comments?
You are a jerk.
Behind the scenes, videos coming soon.
No, but period. And speaking of videos coming soon, last week's episode, when I say people were going crazy over the interview with you and Akeem Ali.
Yeah.
First of all, was a lot of crushes on there, but on both of y'all, they was like, okay, we see y'all.
First of all, let me call you out. You was in the comments talking about happy you had a good time. Thanks for coming on the show with a fist pump. I was like, that's not the emoji you want to use, girl.
You know what? I'm not playing with you. But Social Butterfly said, she said on the comment on YouTube, shout out to YouTube for being heavy in those comments. Love the visual and episode. Akeem dropped a lot of jewels. He's definitely an old soul. Where you at, KB outside? Mister can put on an outfit together.
Somebody was high. They was typing high. Who was that again? Kia, you outside with Tiffany on the weekend? What are y'all doing? Oh yeah, no, big shout out to Kia, my boo-boo. No, listen, I want to do a movie with Slim. Like, I'm even willing to put up some money for that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get it going. Because I got an idea too, by the way. It's coming soon, but I got an idea that's going to save the world. And it's going, I ain't going to tell you nothing else. Tiffany, we got any more comments? I can't hold water, child. What is my problem?
That's because you come with good ideas. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. When it's flowing like that, you just give them away.
Thank you, baby. Keep earning that check.
Period. And speaking of that, speaking of ideas flowing on your As the World Turned last week, first of all, you was preaching.
Yeah, hold on, Tip, but the algorithm don't be letting me be great when I post. Is it because I'm saying As the World Turns with Kenny Burns?
I think so. I think honestly because not only that you saying As the World Turned, but because you dropping them facts, because that's where you be preaching the most.
Okay, talk to me, baby.
Okay, and the reason why I'm saying that is because Lala Baby said, amen, preach KB. I just wrote about this morning, about speaking things into existence. Our words are powerful. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. When God created the universe, he spoke everything into existence.
Hello, words are powerful, and thank you. And I have another one for you today. Tiffany, got any more comments over there?
Yes, sir. And of course, we got to end it with some love.
Aww.
Caspro72 said, KB gonna have fun for sure.
Listen, I be going down the rabbit hole lately, child, but I'm gonna have some fun. One thing you gonna do, I don't know what I ain't got no haircut. That's what my hair scratched like that. But I don't know what it be, child. I be trying to always have a moment of clarity with joy. Like my nephew Crew this weekend, the man will get so mad, and I'm like, Crew, choose joy. And they looking at me like, what is this man? And I became like a little spiritual whisperer over him. So I was like, Crew, choose joy. And I hold out my hand. I was like, slap my hand. Keep doing it. It feel good, don't it? And he would literally come out of his little frustration. He reminded me of Tiffany. Tiffany be posting that emoji with that little fist. That's what Crew reminded me of. But I miss you, Crew, baby. I love you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for As the World Turns with Kenny Burns. In the immortal words of Rob 49 from the glorious city of New Orleans. What the hell?
What the hell?
That's right. We have middle school cheerleaders making TikTok videos portraying a mass school shooting. What are we doing? You have one of this generation's favorite rappers entitling his album Massa, paying homage to Donald Trump for pardoning him.
Come on, Jesus.
Child, please. Then you have the now president of the United States compounding everything negative going on in this world with his words and actions. But one thing I know, ladies and gentlemen, the devil is alive.
The devil is alive. The devil is alive.
And now more than ever, we need to remind ourselves of our own superpowers. We need to keep our families close and informed. Let's bring back the family reunion. We need to reintroduce our traditions, just like that amazing Ralph Lauren Oak Bluff campaign. We are a proud people. We seek and desire community, and we are stronger than the algorithm.
Amen.
Now go out there and be great. Tell everyone you know about the Kenny Burns Show. And don't let me forget, please like, comment, and share anytime you agree with something that we put out into the universe. You want to know why? Because we need it. Oh, yeah, that's right. We need it. And we can't get no money or continue to entertain you if you don't do it. Now go on. Get to liking this, stepping. All right. Before I get out of here, I got to have my co-author of my new book, What Matters Most. Come get us up out of here. Naeem Abdullah, come tell him.
Neemer Dreamer, the dream is real.
She had to get a little promo in there because that's what we do here at the Kenny Burns Show. I love you. Peace. The dream is real.